Hi, this is Tom Henderson from ESVA.net, the Shore's homepage, and we're going to Ireland. Well, it's 6 hours later, and after dinner at an Ethiopian restaurant with our son, we made it to the airport, and we just cleared airport security. It actually went pretty smoothly. It was much better than I expected. Well, we were here 3 hours early, like they said to be, and we breezed right through security. So now we're sitting in the terminal waiting for the plane, passing time as best we can. We got at least another hour before we can even get on the plane. Well, we made it on the plane and we took off okay. Now we just got to deal with 6.5 hours from Philadelphia to Dublin. Well, we made it to Ireland. We're here. We're in the taxi going to the hotel now. That was a long airline flight and I'm glad it's over. It is a beautiful place here, though. We're glad to be in Ireland. After a half-hour taxi ride with a very friendly cabbie named Finney, we arrived at our hotel, which is the Finnstown Castle, and it is gorgeous. Well, we took a drive around the island with Sean and Bobby, and we stopped by the water to get some pictures and look at the lovely scenery. This is a beautiful place, let me tell you. It's Friday morning and we stopped at Mother Hubbard's Cupboard for our first full Irish breakfast, which was pretty good. I'm not so sure about the blood pudding. We're at the castle at Rock of Cashel. We're about to take the tour. This is a really old place. It looks really cool. We're visiting Brian Boru's Fort. It's not a real popular tourist destination, but it's a really nice one. It's a ring fort that was conquered by the Normans in the 1100s. After a day of driving around sightseeing, we're stopping for dinner at Palmerstown House in Lucan Village. Our first stop of the day after breakfast, we're going to climb the Cliffs of Moher. Cliffs of Moher? Cliffs of Moher. I don't know how they pronounce it. We made it to the top of the Cliffs of Moher, and it is a long way down. After climbing down from the heights of the Cliffs of Moher, We're now about to climb down into the deepest cave in Ireland, the Doolin Cave. Well, here we are at the bottom of the Doolin Cave, and now we have to climb back up. And now to have dinner at Garvey's Pub in Galway. It's Sunday morning and we're taking a walking tour of Dublin. Our first stop after brunch, the Dublin Castle. Next stop, Christ Church Cathedral. After a long day of walking around Dublin, we're taking a break at Fitzgerald's Pub. Okay, it's Monday morning and we're off to visit we're off to visit Sean's family stomping grounds. But first we're stopping for coffee. Okay, we're going to start our day with a visit at a castle and roundhouse at, how do you say it again?
Craiganoan.
Craiganoan?
Craiganoan.
On our way to Quinn Abbey, we stop off at Napogue Castle. We can't go inside, but we were able to walk around and look at the gardens. We have arrived at Quinn Abbey. This is the start of a 7.5-hour tour of a hiking tour of the countryside with lots of historic and ancient relics and such, and we're not going to do that. Here we are at Bunratty Castle, where we climbed all the way up to the top twice. Where Quinn Abbey was a ruin, this has been restored and is open as a tourist site with all kinds of reenactors and villages and shops. After a long day climbing up and down castles, we're stopping for dinner at Dirty Nellie's in Bunratty. It's Tuesday and we're on our way to visit Sean's mother. Sean's mother is guiding us around to various local sites. Right at the moment, we're stopped at the parish of Clonbrony, which is the church and graveyard where Sean's grandmother is buried. We're stopping for a break at Lough Rinn Castle. This is another venue where they occasionally have weddings and big parties. Maybe we'll have lunch. We stopped at a cow pasture here in the middle of nowhere so that Sean could throw some change into the Well of St. Patrick, which is really sitting here in the middle of a cow pasture in the middle of nowhere. It's our last day here, at least our last full day. Tomorrow's a travel day. But today it's raining after a whole week of beautiful weather. Today it's pouring rain and cold. So we're spending today at the Liffey Valley Shopping Mall. After the shopping mall, we went to a Tesco, which is kind of a giant supermarket. Next stop, a B&O, which is kind of like a Lowe's or Home Depot sort of place. If I get any drywall, I think I'm going to have them ship it. I don't think I'll take it on the plane. For our next stop, we're going to Lucan Village, the Irish take on a strip mall. It's been a fun trip, and here we are at our last meal in Ireland before we fly home tomorrow. And we stopped for dinner at Reed's on the River in Lucan Village. After a day touring the local shopping centers, we're back at Finnstown Castle. Thursday morning and we're heading home. It's been a fun week in Ireland, but it'll be good to be home. Now just to deal with 7.5 hours on an airplane. Well, we made it back to the U.S. We landed actually early. David picked us up at the airport and is driving us back to his place. It's good to be back in the U.S. of A. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to encourage me to make more. And if you'd like to keep up with what's happening on the Eastern Shore of Virginia, check out my website, esva.net, the Shore's home page.